So next we're going to meditate on the great value of the precious human rebirth. So again, think of Lama Tsongkhapa and his two spiritual sons in front of you. Pray to them, right? We pray to them for their blessings, to be able to realize the great value of this precious human rebirth. And they send down nectar, purifying any obstacles to realizing that, cleansing away any obstacles, and blessing our minds so that we can realize the great value of the precious human. And, Lama Tsongkhapa has 4 points to contemplate. 4 points to contemplate on regarding the great value. And these are like practical points for contemplation to inspire our mind. So the first of those 4 is we contemplate that that because I can achieve, right, we feel this, right, I've just identified the 8 freedoms and 10 endowments which I have, with which I can achieve any kind of goal, any kind of spiritual goal. So the first point we now think is, it would be a huge waste, humongous waste, not to take advantage of this opportunity. So there are different ways to think about this first point. One that I mentioned earlier when we were discussing it in the class is we can think like, now that I've achieved this, if I don't use it well, it's like one way of thinking of it is like I'm not living any different than an insect or an animal. To finally have this opportunity and why that would be is clarified in the second point. So that second point is what I've already been mentioning a bit, which is that this life form that I have is the best one for spiritual progress. And so I have to contemplate that, right? Now that I have this human form qualified by 8 leisures or freedoms and 10 endowments, and there are different ways to contemplate it, so let's go through it. So one is, I have the right combination of happiness and pain. I can see enough suffering, but I also, so I'm not like the hell beings or the hungry ghosts who are completely overwhelmed by their suffering. So they have no mental space to benefit. But I'm also not like the gods in the pleasure realms who are so absorbed in happiness that they have no ability to develop empathy or renunciation or compassion. So as a human being with these 8 freedoms and 10 endowments, one benefit that I have, one special, unique opportunity is that I have the right mix. Right? So I myself experience enough suffering, and I see enough suffering around me that I can develop deep, sincere compassion and empathy and sympathy for others. And so this mixture of happiness and suffering in the human realm is just the right level for developing real compassion. So here on this point we can actually feel a sense of gratitude for the suffering we meet with. It gives me the opportunity to develop renunciation, compassion, even bodhicitta. Then also we have enough intelligence in this realm. With this kind of human mind, human brain too, that we have, I can understand, I can think self-reflexively, I can analyze my own experience, I can analyze the nature of things, their conventional nature, their ultimate nature. Like I was saying earlier, animals don't have that ability. They can analyze critically with intelligence, but this particular human form, it gives me that opportunity to analyze so that I can understand reality. So it's unbelievable, this human form. So these are part of the reasons why I can do that. Right? So then through that, I can also make choices. Right? I have so much freedom as a human being. Like I was saying earlier, like a spider can't make a choice not to kill. But I can. Whereas as a human being, I can choose. I can say, even if I was raised to hunt or to, whatever, kill in some other way, I can make a choice. I can say, wow, I see that's not good to do that. It harms others. And I can decide not to. I can even make a vow not to. I can decide not to steal. I can decide to be truthful and not lie. So I have all these abilities to sort of reflect on my own experience and then make commitments to change. I can decide to focus on service to others. I can decide to meditate on compassion and bodhicitta. So I have so much, because of that kind of intelligence that I have, combined with this mixture of happiness and suffering, you can see these are the reasons why I can achieve so many different things. Right? We're each thinking that. So it's unbelievable. Because I have this kind of critical awareness also. This kind of self-reflective. I can look at my own experience also and see, wow, I made that mistake. I should change that. What a gift that is. What an opportunity that is. And then also, on this particular planet, I have a certain kind of body that developed from the egg and sperm of my parents. So I have different kind of constituents that, from the tantric Vajrayana, tantric Buddhist perspective, allow this kind of body, which is quite unique, is what allows one to achieve enlightenment even in one lifetime. So if one wants to practice the Vajrayana, then I have this unique kind of form that other realms don't have. And then even some other humans on other planets don't have this kind of body. Born from born from the mother and father. So with this kind of body also I can achieve all kinds of special results because of the kind of energy system of this body. So really this body and mind in the human realm with the 8 frees and 10 endowments is quite unique, and it's the this is why, the Buddha said that this kind of body and mind are the best in the entire universe for spiritual progress. You can see how in all those other realms one is overwhelmed by experience. So even if I sometimes feel overwhelmed, actually I don't have to be. I'm not overwhelmed in the way they are. I have this opportunity, even when I'm overwhelmed, to stop and say, wait, what am I doing? I don't have to do this, to change the course of what I'm doing. So because of all of that, I can achieve, and now this is important on this, why it's the best form in the universe also. If I want to achieve temporary benefit, I can do that. Right? So I can, and there's temporary benefit means I can, as I was describing earlier, I can avoid the 10 non-virtuous actions. I can practice patience and kindness and generosity. I can make prayers. And through that I can achieve good future rebirths. Then if I want to achieve my own liberation, individual liberation, I could do that. Which is one kind of, lower kind of, but still an ultimate benefit, or is a permanent liberation from samsara. By cultivating meditative concentration and wisdom based on ethics, I can achieve my own liberation. And then if I want to achieve bodhicitta, and become a bodhisattva, I can do that. The Lam Rim even teaches how do you achieve bodhicitta. Then if I want to practice, Lama Tsongkhapa, if I want to practice bodhicitta combined with the 6 perfections, and also the 2 stages of Tantra, if I want to, I can achieve enlightenment. I can progress towards Buddhahood itself, either in future lives or even in this life. So anything I want to achieve, actually, I can create the causes. That is, by studying how cause and effect work, and then using this precious human rebirth, I can achieve any of those goals, any temporary goal, any ultimate goal. It's really my choice. I have like incredible freedom to achieve all kinds of benefit, temporary benefit, ultimate benefit. So here one tries to almost, it's really to cultivate a feeling of confidence, a feeling of like healthy self-esteem, you could call it, right? Like that I can achieve anything, not like in some narcissistic way, but in other words, I can create the cause that I have this opportunity, this incredible opportunity, to create the causes and conditions for all kinds, for any kind of goal. So one has a feeling underlying of this, of a sort of confidence that one can do that. And that leads to the third point for contemplation, which is having realized this is the most special form in the universe, one cultivates a feeling that I have something so valuable, I want to take its essence. And so one has this feeling, really the feeling in one's heart is, I want to take the essential meaning. I want to take the heart essence, the real, the essence, that's the word I can think of, of this precious human rebirth. That I don't want to waste it. That if I were to waste this, that would be the biggest loss in the universe. The biggest loss imaginable. The most foolish mistake imaginable. And if I do take the essence of this, it will be the biggest benefit to myself and others imaginable. So one really feels, I want to take the essence every day of this amazing thing I have. My own future lives are dependent upon that, and others' well-being also. Like countless others' well-being is dependent upon me taking the essence. My own well-being is dependent on me taking the essence of this life. This is like the focal point, or the turning point. This special opportunity I have. This precious life. So one really tries to feel this is precious. Each moment of this life, each day of this life, each hour is so precious. I can achieve anything, so I really want to take the essence of this, to make it meaningful. That's another way of saying it. To take the meaning, to make it meaningful. To make it ultimately meaningful. Because it's possible. And the fourth point, Lama Tsongkhapa uses a metaphor from the Buddha, that the Buddha taught. So that metaphor is, they say it's like, having this life is like a trader or a business person landing on an island filled with precious gems. So you imagine like a business person happens to be traveling and happens to come across an island where there's like piles of diamonds, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, just laying around. Relatively, it's so easy, right, to just collect them, that it would be unbelievably foolish to leave there with nothing. So that's a metaphor for what this life that you have is like. It's just a way of trying to, like, it's like the Buddha trying to express to us, to you, this is your situation. This is your, like, existential situation right now. You're somebody who has, like, that, just laying all around. All you have to do is pick it up. Like a more modern metaphor, similar metaphor. Imagine if, like, you were sitting there and somebody poured out a pile of winning lottery tickets, some worth 300 million, some worth 400 million, some worth 20 million. Like, nobody would walk away from that pile not taking it. Right? If they said, take what you want, nobody would walk away saying, I don't want any of those. So the idea, what's the metaphor there? Right? The metaphor is saying, you have, like that island or that pile or jewel of jewels or winning lottery tickets or whatever. Like, first of all, you already have the winning ticket, right? You're already there on the island. And so, like, what are the jewels, right? They're everything, in other words, any goal, right? If you want to have, like, amazing future rebirths, you can have them. If you want to have, if you want to achieve Buddhahood, right? A state of, what's to say it, like, perfect ability, you know, first of all, yourself totally, completely understanding the conventional and ultimate nature of reality, with infinite compassion, always, your mind always completely absorbed in reality, which is not different from great bliss, and then effortlessly and spontaneously manifesting to benefit all sentient beings, infinitely. You can achieve that with this life. So it's like you've landed on this jewel island where anything anyone could want is right there for the taking. All you have to do is practice. All you have to do, practice means, that, like, that's the meta, right? To actually practice whichever Dharma you want to practice, that's like picking up the jewels. To take them with you on in this life and future lives. So you can, like, really feel that pour it all around you are diamonds, sapphires, piles of gold, silver, pearls, emeralds. Ordinarily we value worldly things, right? So the Buddha was using, like, a metaphor that would suit the mind of a worldly person. But that metaphor is for these inner spiritual qualities, right? What's the real, like, diamond? It's bodhicitta. It's wisdom, understanding the nature of reality. You can have any of that. That's what the Buddha is saying. With this kind of human body and mind, you can have any of those things you want. They're all readily within your grasp. So you really feel, on the one hand, like, wow, it's amazing. It's all right there. I can achieve any of that. And you also might feel, Lama Tsongkhapa points out, you might also feel, wow, like to not do any of it, or to do very little, would really be foolish. Like among mistakes, that would be the biggest mistake. Among foolish acts, that would be the biggest foolish act. Because now I have this opportunity. For countless eons, I was in those different lower realms. I was suffering meaninglessly. Now, in this one life, I can, first of all, ultimately benefit myself, and then I can become a kind of being who, for all the rest of time, is of ultimate benefit to others who are suffering so unbearably. So to not do that would be completely, to not take, like if I don't take advantage of that now, for my own sake, but also for the sake of others who are suffering, then it will be completely unbearable. So I must take this opportunity. I must pick up those inner jewels and realize those inner qualities. There's no other choice. So one just kind of, this to conclude this part about the great value, one sort of dwells in that feeling, right, of being on the jeweled isle, and feeling I must pick up and carry back these jewels, not for my own sake and also for the sake of others. Another way of describing, I think, the feeling that one cultivates in this contemplation is inspiration. That one has this amazing opportunity. This is a feeling kind of passion, of inspiration, of energy, of a kind of enthusiasm. Like if you imagine seeing somebody who just won like a $300 million lottery, and they're like jumping up and down, the inner feeling would be, oh, I'm much more fortunate than that. And therefore much more excited and enthusiastic than that. What I have is much more valuable than $300 million. I've got to use it well. Like, this is amazing. So fortunate, so inspired, so excited, so impassioned. Like, so if you imagine, just imagine for a moment, anybody who, like, getting some worldly success, right? Like, so somebody who, I'm just using a metaphor, winning $300 million, somebody like, whatever, like, becoming president of the United States, some people want that, right? You would feel so much more fortunate than that, than the person who has power, the person who has wealth. Like any worldly or like sort of temporary success, one would feel like, not like, it's not pride or something, it's more like, it's just like a sense of enthusiasm or excitement, like, this is more exciting, this is more valuable, I want to use this more sense of passion or enthusiasm, because one has something so valuable. I'm just adding on one more like reflection here on the great value. I mentioned this in the class once. It's said that even beings in Pure Lands sometimes pray and wish they could be reborn here. It said that even beings in like Sukhavati, Amitabha's Pure Land, sometimes pray and wishing that they could be reborn on this planet to practice the Dharma. So really feeling like this really is the best place in the universe for practicing, for making spiritual progress, for achieving enlightenment. And I'm there, now, right this moment. So may I use this well, like the person on the jeweled isle. With a sense of great confidence, great enthusiasm, great energy.